do I really want to put myself through an intense year right now? Much of the experience. I was running late and I got called out for it. I just filled out the paperwork when we were done. I only purchased the lab kit and I'm headed home. So when we get home, I'd really like to sit down and just go over this with you. I have a lot to say, but it's all good things. It's all good things. I'm excited, but man, did it make me even more nervous. I don't want to say more fearful. The only thing that I'm scared of is, okay, I'm gonna stop myself there because I can easily go on a rant. I'm gonna stop myself there, and when we get home, I'll talk more about the experience, okay? I'm on the road, so I'll talk to y'all when I get home. Hello, friends. So it's actually been a couple days. Obviously, I am back home, but I figured I'd change up the background, and I'm sitting in my car at our local park where a lot of people just like to come and sit in their car for some reason. Anyways, I just want to get straight into the point. I'm gonna be honest. This is after orientation, I felt a little discouraged. Probably more like a lot. But I can appreciate where they're coming from. So we all know, if you watch nursing content, we hear everyone say nursing school is hard. And hard is a vague word, and hard is subjective. What may be hard to a single person going into nursing school may not be the same hard as a mom of 4 who is married going into nursing school, but my hard may not be as hard as a single mom going into nursing school. So needless to say, hard is subjective. We know what hard means, but like, what do you mean hard? And that's what I want to get into in this video. Is I'm going to share with you my point of view, because these are my opinions. Like I said, what may be hard to me may not be hard to you, and that's perfectly okay. We're all in a different season of life. First of all, I got there late. And we have 3 professors who are on the stage at an auditorium. Now it's not a large auditorium, it's small. There's only 28 students in the main campus, and there's only 6 students at my campus. Now my campus is an extension of the main campus, although we are about, I think, 40 minutes apart. And so how it was going to work out in the program is one professor would be present at our campus, but the other 3 professors would be at the main campus, and it'd be a live conference type of learning. And so anyways, I get there late, and of course I am called out. And what happens when you're called out? Everybody turns around and looks at who was being called out and who was late. So that was a little embarrassing, and by a little I mean a lot. And right away she tells me make sure it doesn't happen again. Like, she wasn't rude about it, but she was definitely, I don't want to say aggressive in her approach, but I immediately knew she doesn't play around. So I'm in orientation, and basically we go through the student handbook. That's what we did for the entire time we were there. They started off saying that we were a family, and I really like that they were trying to establish a type of cultural where you felt we were supported and loved. So I really like that about the program. Number two, I really did like, I should say I appreciate how strict they were. Because as a nurse, you're coming in and you are a part of a team where you are trying to save a patient's life, or you're trying to help a patient get well, and that involves medication. And we don't want any errors in the medical field. And so I can understand where they're coming from, where they're strict and intense, and they put a lot of pressure on you. Like my aunt said, who is a nurse, nursing is not for the faint of heart. And I knew that right away. As soon as I walked in and I was late, she told me, make sure it doesn't happen again. I was like, yes, ma'am. She is completely right. And also something else that I really did appreciate is that they hold LVNs up to a high standard. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't expect for them to have those kind of standards for LVNs. And that's my fault on my behalf. Because you think of an LVN as a step down from a nurse, from an RN. An RN has more knowledge and has more education, therefore her degree is higher, and therefore she is above an LVN. So coming into the program, I was completely ignorant about how intense LVN school would be. It made me notice that LVNs do have a big role to play in the medical field. Another thing that I saw was towards the end of our orientation, after we were coming to a close with the student handbook, is that they actually had invited this year's cohort who were about to graduate to come and talk to us. And when the class came in, they immediately hugged and said hi to the professors, and that to me signaled that there is a type of family-oriented type of culture in the school. And so that was a huge plus for me, seeing that. Overall, my thoughts, my first impression of the school were very good. Here's where I want to talk about how hard nursing school is, and this applies to my nursing school. It's very strict. When we were going over the student handbook, you know, we were going over the rules and the expectations, and immediately I felt like I was at a military nursing school. But like I said, I can appreciate where they're coming from. We are dealing with people's lives, so you do have to be a competent nurse and be very diligent and very specific and pay attention to detail when it comes to your role as a nurse. So like I said, I really do appreciate that. I didn't expect it, but the way that they handle nursing school students is, it also kind of made me feel like, and not that it's true, I'm not saying that this is true, I'm just telling you, the way it made me feel is like they were looking for an excuse to dismiss somebody. Here are some reasons on why they can dismiss you. So you are not allowed more than 2 absences for the didactic portion, and didactic just means the part where you're in class. You cannot have more than 2 absences per semester. You cannot have more than 2 absences in the clinical setting. Now, what counts as absences isn't just a full day. If you arrive more than 15 minutes late, at the 15-minute mark, the professor will go and lock the door. You have to sit outside and wait until they have a break, and then you can attend class. Here's the kicker. You are counted absent. Even though you are there and you stay, you are counted absent for being more than 15 minutes late. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my car around. Okay, so yeah, if you're more than 15 minutes late, you are considered absent. If you have to leave for some reason, even if it's an emergency, and you leave class or you leave the clinical setting, that is an absent for the whole day. If you do not come to class in full uniform, meaning your scrubs, and they're very big on being polished, so you have to have natural hair and natural lip color. No synthetic nails. They suggest no synthetic eyelashes. Like, everything has to be natural, nothing bold, nothing that stands out. And you have to have your badge, and you have to have your full uniform and the white socks. So if you come in and you break any of those rules, or you don't have your badge, or you don't have your white shoes, they make you go back home and change, and that is an absence. The badge is what freaked me out. And here I'm going through my mind and I'm thinking, holy, I live an hour from my program. I have 4 kids. And although I do have my amazing in-laws, and I do have a backup to my in-laws, it still scares me that something might happen on the road. No telling during the winter whenever there's a freeze. There's potential of having black ice on the road, and I don't want to risk that. There's a potential of me getting a flat because I will be driving 2 hours every single day for 1 year. There's a potential that I might have to leave in the middle of class and drive a whole other hour because of my kids being sick, or God forbid an emergency happens and I'm not even in town and I definitely have to leave. This is not even me counting me being sick. Immediately I got a rush of panic. If you fail a class, you cannot move on. You are dismissed. You fail one class, you are dismissed and you cannot move on. And a policy for my school is that if you are dismissed, you can only reapply 1 time. After that, you can no longer apply to their nursing school. With dosage calculations, after the 3rd attempt, if you don't pass, you're dismissed. The grade scale for my nursing school is 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to an 89 is a B, and 75 to a 70 is a C. Anything below a 75 is failing. And they were very strict. They hounded us about how they do not round. They don't care if it's a 49.99, a 74.99. They are not gonna round it up to a 75 because plainly, it's not a 75. I mean, which makes sense. And I wanna reiterate, I am not bashing this school. I think it's a good idea that they are this strict, that they put this much pressure on nurses, that they pay attention to detail, that they have their together, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be on top of it. Like, it starts now in nursing school, because once you're on the floor and you're a nurse and you're having to take care of so many patients, you need to be learning time management skills and how to prioritize the most important things first. Like, I get it. I completely get it. But I didn't understand how hard it was going to be in nursing school. And that to me is hard. Not to mention the emotional stress and pressure I'm gonna have on myself. Not to mention me already stressing about being absent in a lot of ways and in a lot of things in this year that I am sacrificing for my family. I get that. But it's already hard knowing that there's a lot of things that I won't be able to do with my kids. It's a lot. Am I really ready for this? Is it really worth it right now? I'm questioning it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am questioning it hard. And hey friends, sorry for that abrupt ending. I wanted to stop myself because I actually have more than 30 minutes of audio of me sitting there and just coming up with all of these hypothetical scenarios. Yes, nursing school is hard. Hello? Like, me watching that video, it's like, well, what the heck? You think it was gonna be a walk in the park or what? No, but there were a lot of details I didn't expect. I mean, I knew it was gonna be hard, like I said, but I didn't expect for it to be that hard. But I wanted to wrap it up here, and I want to give you words of wisdom from what I have learned in the past. The reason I haven't even attempted to do nursing school for so long, even though I wanted to, is because of me being in my head. I could have easily taken that part out and made up a new, sorry, hold on. and include a brand new clip. I could have done the brand new clip right here where I'm sitting. By the way, we're on vacation and I'm working on the video, but I really want to put it out there. But I'm not going to, because that is me. I am a very emotional person. I have learned so much from my past, from all the past mistakes that I've made. And here's something that I've noticed. You also have to really sit with yourself and ask these hard questions. And something that I've learned, and something that my husband has even noticed, is when I am so close to accomplishing something, it's like the enemy attacks right away. When I'm so close to accomplishing something that I so desired to do, man, I get in my head so hard and I start coming up with these scenarios and I start coming up with excuses. And this past Saturday, I attended, the women's fellowship at our church. And something that our pastor said was, Satan is the author of confusion. And it's so amazing, because after that weekend, it's when I got in my head. And I had to step back. And my mother-in-law was the one who sent it to me. 'Cause that's whenever I came back down to reality. And I immediately knew that I was just in my head. This is typical Crisanta. The typical Crisanta who's emotional and is in her head and lets her emotions make the decisions. That is no longer me. I am no longer letting my fear stop me from accomplishing what I want. I left that clip in there because I want you to see me during those times of me being in my head, of me making up all these scenarios that haven't even happened. They may happen, but you'll never know if you never put yourself in that position. When something is this hard, when you finish it and you accomplish it, you feel so much worth, you feel so much accomplishment, you feel so much value and so much respect for yourself, knowing that you finished something that was so hard. Nursing school is hard. Nursing in general is even harder, I'm sure. But this is where you have to remember that you'll never know how far you can go if you let your emotions make decisions for yourself. If you let fear step in and stop you from truly reaching your full potential. I am going to go to nursing school, and I told my husband, if for some reason I end up getting kicked out because of too many absences or whatever the situation is, or because I failed a class, I will not be going back to nursing school, at least for a while. But I'm gonna have faith, and I'm gonna keep praying that I do my best to move forward, do my best to have a good time management system, do my best to study and all of those things, knowing that I actually did my best to graduate nursing school. And for me to be on that stage and receive my pin will be one of the greatest accomplishments. And it's something that I look forward to, because not everybody can do nursing school. And I'll say this again, I appreciate where my nursing school is coming from, because you don't want somebody who doesn't know what they're doing taking care of you when you're in the hospital. You have to take this seriously, and it starts now. It starts in nursing school. That is when you start preparing yourself to actually be a great nurse. And we all have the potential for it, but are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to sacrifice that time? Because that year of sacrificing will put my family ahead than where we are now, and that's something worth fighting for. So just know, mama, that it can be accomplished. But don't let your emotions, don't let your fear get in the way of you reaching your full potential. And let me just tell you that I know that you can do it. I believe in you. You just need to find the belief to have it in yourself. That's the hardest part, is you believing in yourself, knowing that it can be done. The rest, the 10%, that's all the studying. 90% of it is you believing that you can do it. And I know you can. I know you can. You have an able body and you have a sound mind. I don't know how sound it'll be in nursing school, but you can do it, mama, and I'm here for you. We're all here for you. That's why I'm building this community up. Thank y'all so much for being here, for subscribing, for liking. Y'all, Also, I want to say really quickly, thank you for 150 subscribers. I am just blown. I am mind blown. I remember those times where I was happy I would get 1 subscriber a month. Now it seems like I'm getting 1 a day. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope we can build up this community of women who want better for themselves, who want better for their family. You don't necessarily have to be a mom who's striving for a career. Stay-at-home moms, that is a whole career in and of itself, okay? Whatever your position is in this life, I hope that you want to be better for yourself and for your family wherever you are in your journey. But anyways, God bless you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.